5 years, and that Texas match was a fun one to watch on the road.
Well, it was huge, and you could feel the emotion in that last point, the celebration. Again, the whole team surrounding Marina Crownover, who played at Texas, transferred to Mizzou, and what an impact she's made. Not only her, but Michael Vernon. She was on fire, lifting that team up, getting points, and they are just going to continue that streak on here tonight. And I know they have a tough opponent here with South Carolina hungry for a win.
Missouri second in the SEC, a tick under 300 in the hit percentage column. If South Carolina wants to have a shot in this one, Nicole, they're going to have to get that block ready.
They need to get their block ready, keyed in, disciplined, and get those hands up to slow down a very fast-tempoed offense from Missouri. Not only that, be ready for the digs. And when you get that dig, put yourself in a spot to score in transition.
And we are underway inside the Hearn Center. Great to have you, everybody, with us. Two teams in search of an NCAA tournament appearance this year. Here's Jordan Iliff. Her first swing of the match goes long, and an attacking error for Iliff, player that has been around quite a while here in Columbia. Just under 4 kills per set, which is good for second on this team. This is a high-flying, up-tempo Missouri offense. Setter Jordan sends it away. They'll go to the middle this time. It's stuffed right back on the left side. Kept up by the Gamecocks. Pushed all the way across, and a cross-court kill for number 13, Elena Johnson, the 6'1" junior outside from Kershaw, South Carolina.
Well, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Those gritty plays here for South Carolina. Got the touch off the block. Sarah Jordan laying out one arm, lifting that up, and what does it create? A point for her team.
And Jordan into the net there, and a service error for the Gamecocks. The setter for South Carolina, getting the Gamecocks off to a good start here on the road. Now Maya Sands, the libero for the Tigers, with an ace. Maya once again alongside the former U.S. Olympian Nicole Branna. I'm Sam Ravitch. So great to have you with us this evening, Nicole. Let's start with the home team, the Tigers. They will put that 8-match win streak.
They are just going to continue that streak on here tonight, and I know they have a tough opponent here with South Carolina hungry for a win.
Missouri second in the SEC, a tick under 300 in the hit percentage column. If South Carolina wants to have a shot in this one, Nicole, they're going to have to get that block ready.
They need to get their block ready, keyed in, disciplined, and get those hands up to slow down a very fast-tempoed offense from Missouri. Not only that, be ready for the digs. And when you get that dig, put yourself in a spot to score in transition.
And we are underway inside the Hearn Center. Great to have you, everybody, with us. Two teams in search of an NCAA tournament appearance this year. Here's Jordan Iliff. Her first swing of the match goes long, and an attacking error for Iliff, player that has been around quite a while here in Columbia. Just under 4 kills per set, which is good for second on this team. This is a high-flying, up-tempo Missouri offense. Setter Jordan sends it away. They'll go to the middle this time. It's stuffed right back on the left side. Kept up by the Gamecocks. Pushed all the way across, and a cross-court kill for number 13, Elena Johnson, the 6'1" junior outside from Kershaw, South Carolina.
Well, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Those gritty plays here for South Carolina. Got the touch off the block. Sarah Jordan laying out one arm, lifting that up, and what does it create? A point for her team.
And Jordan into the net there, and a service error for the Gamecocks. The setter for South Carolina, getting the Gamecocks off to a good start here on the road. Now Maya Sands, the libero for the Tigers, with an ace. Maya Sands, her 18th ace of the year. This is a Missouri team that is money from behind the service line, Nicole. They have now 160 aces on the year.
They really have elevated their service game, and those aces are paying off, really disrupting other teams' offenses and rhythm.
Middle attack there for South Carolina. Abi Anadi, the senior middle blocker from Slidell, Louisiana, averaging just about 2 kills per set. Here's Elena Johnson now with a serve that goes over the end line. Second service error here early on in the first set. I think you can already tell that head coach Tom Mendoza, his message to his team is going to be, we got to serve tough, try to get Missouri out of system, right, Nicole?
Absolutely, and that's the balance. You got to serve tough, but those back-to-back errors, you got to keep that second one in because you're giving free points away. Having that balance of good, tough serve to keep Missouri out of rhythm, but keeping it in when you need it.
Tom Mendoza just picked up his 100th win at South Carolina in the win over Florida in October. 7th season at the helm. He has done a fantastic job. Back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. His first 2 seasons at the helm in 18 and 19. Bit of a down year last year. And that's number 11, Reagan Haith, getting things started for Missouri. Had 7 kills on 11 swings in the win over Georgia on Wednesday.
And this is part of their balance attack is not only Michael Vernon, as we mentioned right there in the top of the show, but getting the middles involved early.
There is Michael Vernon with a serve. Still have yet to see her get involved in the offense. Crown over will set to the near side and kept up momentarily by South Carolina. A free ball coming over. Crown over, a lot of options. Goes to the backside. Iliff into the cross court with the kill. Nicole, she is a high-flying left-handed swinging outside hitter.
She is doing an unbelievable job this year, and it's been fun to watch her career over the years actually here. Diehard Missouri Tiger, that's for sure.
5-4 here in the early going, just getting underway, and a tool in the block for Tyra Smith, Charleston, South Carolina native, and a second-year player for South Carolina. That was a tough midweek match for the Gamecocks. They were swept pretty handily by Arkansas on Friday night. Now make the trip up to Columbia, Missouri, try and figure things out. And there is Haith once again. Might have caught the top of the tape there, but it hit the floor. And it's 6-5 Missouri.
Well, when you go up aggressive with that swing, even if you catch the tape or the connection's off, that's what it can create. And it just dribbles right over the net. South Carolina, although not the easiest way to get kills there, you got to be ready for kind of those wacky plays.
Here's Kaylin Rush, Columbia, Missouri native. Over in 2, kept up by the Tigers. Here on that left pin, cross-court swing from Dimmeray. Now on the return, there is Rush with the one-handed save. Good chance coming here for South Carolina. There's Whitesides, but it's blocked by that Missouri Tiger block. An excellent save from Rush that led to the Missouri block. Defense getting it done, Nicole.
They are on both sides here of the net. The defense is laying out, giving their teams opportunities. And Missouri, I wouldn't say known for their blocking, but coming up big on that one. Nice to see.
Crown over first contact. Rush making second. Here's Iliff and an out-of-system swing. Touched over, and it finds the floor. Heads-up play by Sarah Jordan, the setter for South Carolina.
Yeah, smart play. That ball's kind of flying over the net already. Just keeps going with momentum and puts it in a good spot. Catching Missouri kind of off their balance there.
Here is Riley Whitesides, one of the more decorated players in South Carolina volleyball history, and the overpass not put down. Still on South Carolina's side, and a back row attack is stuffed right back. There's an out-of-system swing. It falls for Elena Johnson. Well, Riley Whitesides, Nicole, sorry, I'll talk about Whitesides briefly because she has been one of the best players to ever do it for the Gamecocks. You see 123 matches, over 1,300 kills in her career, and she can also serve incredibly tough. Not going to matter there with Colleen Finney, an emotional player for the Tigers with a side out.
Well, every time I see Colleen Finney on TV after the kill, that's her celebration every single time. Very passionate, brings the energy, that's for sure, and that's what Coach told us that well. Practice, she does the same.
And there's that serve from Iliff to get South Carolina way out of system. It won't go down as an ace, Nicole, but the serving for Jordan Iliff is something to marvel at. 56 aces on the year, that's 5th in the country.
Yeah, she really has a wicked, kind of nasty serve, actually, and that's a compliment in the volleyball world, but has an interesting spin on it that's really done a lot of damage from the line for the Tigers.
All SEC first team outside hitter last year, leader on this team over the last 4 years, Jordan Iliff. And her coach, Dawn Sullivan, could not say enough great things about number 4 for the Tigers. South Carolina hanging around here in this first set. 9-8, make it 10-8. That's off 1 foot for Colleen Finney.
Love that slide attack, as we call it. It's when the middles, look at that, starts it off with a pass, and a perfect pass, which lets Crownover pretty much set wherever she wants, but goes back on that slide attack behind the setter for that kill with a one-on-one.
You know, everybody has contributed, Nicole, in this 8-match win streak for Missouri. Finney included has 5 kills in each of the last 5 matches, but it just feels like everybody is playing in sync right now. There's Finney just tipping it over, and that will drop.
A good heads-up play by Finney, ready for that overpass. And a couple plays ago, we saw South Carolina had an overpass and kind of free-balled it over. That's the difference, and that's what Missouri does very well, is they're ready and they're attacking the ball aggressively.
Little float serve causes problems for Abianati. Kiralise Perez Catala, transfer from the University of Texas Rio Grande, been a key contributor in that back row for second-year head coach Dawn Sullivan, and this one will go past the end line.
Just out on that one, but I do like they're trying to push South Carolina deep onto that end line, make them work hard, and especially attack the front row players for South Carolina. They really want to serve those outside hitters and make them work extra hard.
And a service error into the net there. That's the 3rd so far in this first set for South Carolina. Gives Missouri an extra point, largest lead of the match here at 13-9. A reminder here, we will play to 25 in the first 4 sets. If we go to a 5th, we go to 15. Got to win by 2, and that's a nice line shot by Tyra Smith.
Good tempo behind the setter. Nice little quick one on this right side attack. Gets up, arm back. What a high point she's reaching, and that line was wide open. Good vision to attack it.
Been a long road back from injury for Tyra Smith. Charleston native, took a redshirt year in 22, suffered a hand injury that forced her to sit out much of last year, and now back healthy for South Carolina this year. Vernon was looking for high hands, not going to find him, and South Carolina back within 2. Crownover pushes near side. Vernon couldn't get much behind it. Crownover with a nice hit into the dig of Johnson. Now it's Whiteside's hit getting blocked back. So the block from Missouri, which has been a bit of an issue for this team so far this year, coming up big. That's already their 2nd block in this first set, Nicole.
Well, they know Whiteside's there of South Carolina gets a lot of sets, especially in out of system. They're going to go. She's got the hot hand, but they're doing a nice job getting 2 blockers in front of her and slowing her down.
Jordan tees up Whitesides and off the block and out. So South Carolina back within 2 once again.
Sorry about that. Nice response by Whitesides. Didn't go up and tip it. You might think you would after getting blocked, but goes up with that aggressive swing, tooling the block.
Victoria Harris with the serve. Just touched over by Vernon. Now Jordan to the backside. Smith blocked. And might be a net violation there on South Carolina. So 15-12, Missouri. First to 15, we will take a media timeout with the Tigers. Inside the Hearn Center, off to a good start on an 8-match win streak. Head coach Dawn Sullivan, who had been at UNLV for the last 5 seasons, comes back home to the Midwest. And she was an All-American player at Kansas State, over 1,600 kills in her career for the Wildcats. She actually told us in the call, Nicole, that her first ever collegiate match was in Columbia, Missouri. And she said she got, all the crowd was around her. She was like, all right, now this is what it's like to play college volleyball at Division I level. But look at the improvement that she has brought with her from UNLV now here at Missouri. 18-13 for the record last year, and a second round exit. But here this year, man, I mean, they have just been one of the biggest surprises in the country, never mind the SEC.
Really has done an incredible job here with the program, and just as you saw with the numbers, it's nice to see. And just talking with her, you can just feel she just loves this team, loves this university, the program, and what they're building here. And she said this team always impresses her with the ability to learn something different, take it in, and just move on and try to get better. And I think family is the big word that I took from the call as well, just how much they are all to each other.
Iliff into the dig of the libero, Victoria Harris. Now it's Whitesides. Her shot gets blocked. Whitesides again, way off the net. The roll shot read well by Vernon, but could not keep it up off the floor. South Carolina now within one.
Well, and that's how talented Whitesides is. She's a hard hitter in 3 different locations in that rally. Getting her feet to the ball is so crucial when you're getting that many sets, keeping your hitting arm in front of it, being able to get on top of it.
Whiteside's already got 7 swings here in this first set. Tough serve. Vernon handles well. Crown over to the backside. Iliff had it dug out by Harris. Now a back row attack from Johnson off high hands. On the near side, tooling the block is Janet Dimmeray. Colleyville, Texas native at a Grapevine High School, has been a huge contributor.
Well, and this is a double block, but Dimmeray going up strong again. The aggressive swing and tooling South Carolina's block.
It's really the trio of Vernon, Iliff, and Dimmeray that have caused problems for opponents. But how about this Missouri block, Nicole? They rank dead last in the SEC, averaging a block and a half per set. They've already got 3 here in the opener.
I'm starting to wonder if they were eavesdropping on us, because I said this team's looking good, but in the blocking category on paper, not looking too good. But so far, they're off to a hot start with their block really making an impact here.
Keeping South Carolina in it with some of the mistakes behind the service line. That's their 4th service error here in the first set. South Carolina's got 3. Now it's Whitesides from behind the line. Overpass. Whitesides back row attack. Slowed down by the block of Missouri. Crown over to Dimmeray, who terminates.
What a swing by Dimmeray on the outside. A nice footwork there in the back row on the dig. But again, Crown over, saving that ball, not touching the net. That momentum was going into the net, and she made a nice save and set.
6 straight matches with double-digit kills, including 15 kills in that win over Texas for Dimmeray. Nice cover there by McElveen. Off the slide, wow. Finney jumped off a trampoline.
And that's what you don't want to do, a free ball. Maya Sands in the yellow libero jersey for Mizzou. She is all over the court, gets there nicely, lifts it up, and when you're passing perfect like that, Crown over can set whoever she wants.
All right, out of pocket with Alyssa Lang, Randall Cobb. They're going to take you inside the world of SEC sports with a focus on SEC football. Certainly a lot to talk about there after this most recent weekend. They got a lot of fun doing it as well. Wednesday, 7 Eastern time, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Well, when we were talking to Coach Dawn Sullivan earlier this week, Nicole, we asked her about Colleen Finney. The first words out of her mouth, energy.
Oh, absolutely. And not just after a kill, but at practices, you name it, she gives the smile, the energy to anyone. And you can see, keep an eye on her after she gets a play, or anyone on her team. Passionate player, brings the fire. And she is not only doing well offensively, as we've seen with some pretty sweet slide attacks behind the center already, but her blocking is impressive. Take a look at that, hitting over 400, 438 hit percentage, 3rd in the SEC. And if you follow volleyball, you know this is one of the top conferences in the country. So going after up against huge blocks night after night in the SEC, and she is doing an excellent job.
And the hit percentage remains high, with Finney's up there at 667 right now. Missouri as a team hitting just under 300. South Carolina has been slowed down by this Missouri Tigers block, hitting 148. This was a team, too, in South Carolina, Nicole, that coming off that Arkansas match really struggled to get the offense going. They hit under 100 in that match.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the numbers after I watched their match, and just too many errors, and that's the thing. You've got to really control those, make good decisions. If you don't get that set that you thought it was, still keep it in bounds to try to give your defense a chance.
5 service errors now for Missouri here in this first set. It's been one of the strong suits of this Tigers team this year, has been behind the service line again. Total of 161 aces now this year. Crownover has to track back to get it. There's Demaray off the South Carolina block. Now Johnson on the far side tools the block.
Well, Johnson, as you mentioned, number 13 for South Carolina. She does a lot for this team. She gets served a lot, but not only that, she's coming up big offensively, and that was a smart swing into the block.
Demaray, nice tip shot. Change of speed there for Demaray.
Well, and that was set up because she came in strong on her approach. She's already set it up, the defense a little bit back on their heels because she's coming cranking, and that's when that shot opens up right behind the block. Good decision.
Missouri first to 20 here in this best-of-5 match. Opening set inside the Hearn Center. South Carolina on the attack, and there's Johnson once again. A good sign for Elena Johnson, Nicole. She had just 1 kill in the sweep on Friday night that they suffered to Arkansas. It was the fewest kills that she had in a match all year long, and here in the first set, she's already got 5.
Yeah, she's off to a good start, and that's what you like to see. You struggle the match before. How will a player bounce back? And so far, she's on a roll.
Nice job by that Missouri block there. Vernon was in on it with Finney as well, and they read the tip shot.
They had some hang time on that block, that's for sure. Took a look at it, and there's a good feeling when you get to swat a block, a little tip down on the other side.
Nice dig by Sands. Overpass slowed down by Crownover. Now Crownover goes to Vernon, and it's dug up by Harris. True freshman libero for South Carolina, and another tool of the block.
So a good tool for South Carolina, and Johnson on that one. For Missouri, their block, they got to turn those hands into the court a little bit more, and that's why South Carolina is having success tooling that outside hand of Crownover.
Johnson sends it away, a good serve down the line. Now Vernon. Bit of a slow start for the leader in kills for Missouri. Vernon has been held quiet to 0 kills on 6 swings.
Yeah, not used to seeing that, that's for sure. But, you know, 6 rotation players staying on the court. The thing is, focus on the other areas of your game, and we know she's got the offense, right? You got to trust in your training, focus on the passing right now and defense, and let the offense come around.
All right,
Hard
so this
to do
Missouri
as a player,
team,
but
yeah, no question. And this Missouri team too brought in 3 key transfers this offseason. One of which being a setter in Marina Crownover, transferred in from Texas. What makes her so integral to how this offense runs?
well, she just runs an excellent offense here with the look at that, from the knees. I'm sorry, I don't know about that, but that's pretty impressive right there. Gets that set out to the pin, the strength she has, the balance attack, the tempo. It's so quick from her hand out here to Vernon on the pin. Take a look at the timing. 1 second for a block to react and try to get 2 out there. When Vernon, as lethal as she is, you don't want one-on-ones, which is what she does with her distribution. Take a look at this one-on-one for Vernon on the outside. And that's because Crownover is making good decisions. Look, she's new here at Mizzou, but she's got some experience. She's got 2 national championships under her belt from Texas. She was training in that gym for years. So, you know, you're bringing that into a program, that experience, that veteran leadership, and I think Coach, like she said, this has just been an impact player for the team, and very excited to have her. Very gritty player, and that's her secret sauce, Coach Dawn Sullivan said, is her grittiness.
50 or more assists in 6 straight matches. You know, she's averaging 10.8 assists per set on the year. That is bumped up to over 12 assists per set in conference play. Usually you see those numbers go down from non-conference play. Hers have only gone up. There is Vernon off the block. See if that'll jumpstart her game, her first kill of the match.
Yeah, and you know, South Carolina, their block has probably been working on keen on her. She's been the leader and getting this offense going. Leading in the SEC as well in the top ranks, top 5, top 3 in some of the categories, and they know they need to slow her down.
6 service errors, a bit uncharacteristic of this Missouri team. They certainly take some chances, but by and large, they have been living within the lines this year, and South Carolina has gotten an extra life here, down by a point in the first set. Now Vernon taking charge.
Well, that was a good attack from Vernon. The seam, the middle blocker, a little bit late coming over, and attacks this seam right in between, straight to the floor. Elevate and on top of it, crushing it down into that middle.
Michael Vernon with the serve. She had 20 kills in the match against Georgia on Wednesday. That's a nice middle set there for Ellie Ruprecht, 6'3" graduate player out of Beverly Hills, Michigan. Not Beverly Hills, California, Nicole. Beverly Hills, Michigan.
Darn it, she's not shopping on Rodeo Drive, I guess.
That's right. 23-22. Missouri in front, trying to close out this first set. South Carolina's been hanging around. McElveen with a nice serve to get the Tigers way out of system. A free ball coming for the Gamecocks. Where does Jordan go? Backside to Ruprecht. It's touched down by the Tigers. Now on the far side, it's Whitesides with Sands digging it out. And a touch at the net will help out Janet Dimmeray.
Well, this is kind of those last couple points here, pedal to the metal. You want to close this set out because South Carolina is not going away. Beautiful high swing. The crowd's calling it there. They're reffing too.
I was wondering if we would see Coach Tom Mendoza pull out a challenge card here. Given the fact we are now at set point, coaches get 2 challenges per match. Instead, it will be set point for Missouri. Here's Whitesides on the attack, and she finds that back corner. Wow, what a shot.
She certainly did. That was just barely in the end line, and that is what makes her so good, attacking the perimeter around the court. You really have to be aware, alert, ready to go, because she can pretty much put that ball where she wants it.
4 kills here in the first set for Whitesides. Another out-of-system ball. Can Dimmeray finish? It was kept up. Free ball coming, though. Crownover. Iliff. And a kill. There are just so many options, Nicole, and they can move it around with the best of them. Unreal start for Missouri. They take the first 25-23 with already 5 different players with 2 or more kills. An 8-match win streak on the line. The Tigers take the first inside the Hearn Center. We'll be back with a second set coming up next. Mendoza, 100th career win just under a month ago in the win over Florida. He became the fastest South Carolina coach to 50 wins, 5 NCAA tournament appearances in 7 years as the head coach. Nicole, he has done a really good job, not only recruiting players, but retaining them in Columbia, South Carolina as well.
Absolutely. He's done such a nice job, and loved that celebration with the splashing of Gatorade, I assume it is, or water, who knows, but always fun. He's done a nice job at this program, building it. And when we talked to him this week, he said the theme for this team this year is about competing. He's like, we go to practice, we're doing a lot of more live drills than we've done before, but when this team is competing is when they're playing their best. So I just love that he's like every year understanding what each team needs and being able to adapt those practices and put the players in their best position to keep improving and reaching their potential.
The other thing that he also told us was that he really wanted his team to get out to a fast start. And you see why. When they win the first set, they are undefeated, 12-0. Losing the first set, they are 1-7. They have dropped the first set here on the road. We'll see if they're able to mount a comeback. Team switch sides here as we get the second set underway. Vernon tips with the left hand this time, kept up by South Carolina. There is Smith on that right side. South Carolina got out to a 2-0 start in the first set, out to a good start here in the second.
I like their aggressive swing right off the bat, and that's one thing, is take advantage of Mizzou's block, tooling it. They had success in set number 1 and kept that one close.
Sands has to lay out for that one. Vernon touches one down that line there, and Vernon now with 3 kills in the match.
Well, we know she's got a big arm. She's a high flyer, but this is a smart decision. Comes inside, sees that she doesn't have the crank open, kind of chops it on the side of the ball, dropping in that area 1.
Transfer from Oregon State, leads the team, ranks 3rd in the SEC in kills. Does Michael Vernon. They will tee her up this time. Another roll shot there will end in a kill. Back-to-back kills for Michael Vernon, graduate player out of Ossining, New York. Over 4 kills per set. She has just been dynamite for Missouri this year.
She has, and what a nice pickup for them from the portal. And as these players come in from different programs, you know, it's not always just come in and make it work. It's like, let's figure out what you did at your program is going to be different that we're doing here, and being able to get that buy-in. And I think that's another thing head coach Don Sullivan said, is just working with each individual athlete and figuring out what they need to be their best. And I really was just so impressed with that.
She is now 72 kills away from 1,500 in her career, and what an illustrious career it has been for Vernon. Here she is again, elevating and driving one into the deep corner.
Well, we've seen 3 different attack styles right there. That was the crank that we know she has, that heavy arm. And here she goes again. Look how high she is, attacking that angle in that corner pocket.
Vernon said that she started playing volleyball when she was 10 years old after going to her older sister's club tournaments. She got to hang around and hit after the matches. Here's Vernon again. That set was behind her, still able to get something behind it. Smith tries to tip. Now Whiteside's on the near side. Backside for Iliff, and Iliff finding that sideline there. What a crafty shot from the lefty.
Yeah, Iliff comes in strong. That set almost looked a little bit behind her head, but she made it, kept it in on that angle sideline. She loves that angle.
4 kills on 6 swings for the Tigers here in this second set. The efficiency continues. Here's Smith, and she is stuffed.
This Mizzou block is making moves. Look at this one. You see, look at Vernon's hands going into the angle. And that is how you don't get tooled, meaning like we've seen the ball hit off the block, but those hands angled into the court. Huge.
Little 3-0 spurt for Missouri here. A miscommunication, tipped over. Good chance coming here. Harris, second contact to Whiteside, slowed down by the block. In the middle of the floor, Haith read well by Harris. Now it's Whiteside's, a lot of movement at the net, and the Tigers will get the point. It is 6-2.
Well, Michael Vernon is doing not only offense, but defense. That one-arm dig laying out to keep it alive, making a big difference here for Mizzou.
Yeah, 2.5 digs per set for the 6th rotation player, Vernon. Iliff tight to the net, tips over. Whitesides just cuts it a little bit too tight into the net. It is 7-2 now, and a quick timeout for head coach Tom Mendoza. He's going to want to talk things over here as the Tigers have built a 5-point lead here in the second.
And online. Break tradition with hymns. for regrowth in 3 to 6 months. Get started today at hims.com.
Well, it's not that she didn't play well in set number 1, but set number 2, I think, Sam, we've said her name almost every single play. Michael Vernon is bringing it offensively and defensively, both sides of the ball. She has come out hot in set number 2, and that is the reason Mizzou is up 7-2 right now, and on the momentum. They are just cruising right now. Take a look at those.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, Nicole, right? What she's been able to do since coming in. And Coach told us, like, some of the early conversations I had with Michael Vernon wasn't necessarily about her capabilities on the floor. It was actually, how are we going to get everybody on the same page and fit our system, fit our culture? And it didn't take too long for Michael Vernon to figure that out, because she has been such a crucial part to this team. That swing goes off high hands there. South Carolina gets a side out of the timeout.
And you're right, Sam. I think also she went to coach and said, hey, I'm not really doing what I wanted to do, and said, this is what I want to do, and just made that change. And together they got, you know, on the same page and worked some things out and just elevated her game.
And South Carolina gives it right back just when you try to build some momentum there out of that timeout. Michael Vernon will go back to serve it away. And oh, by the way, she, along with just about everybody else on this team, has like 20+ aces on the year. Vernon's got 22. You would think 22 aces, that would be good for, what, like leading a team? No, for Michael Vernon, that's third on this team with 22 aces. It is just incredible. A little back row attack there for Johnson. And, you know, that's a part of South Carolina's game, Nicole, that Coach Mendoza has implemented more this year. That back row attack from Elena Johnson and Riley Whitesides just hasn't been able to get going here in this match.
No, and those are some of the wrinkles you add, and I like the idea. That one just got on top of the ball, hitting down. And South Carolina a little bit out of sorts right here in the set number 2. They just need to take a breath like they're doing right now. You can see Sarah Gordon leading that huddle, just like, let's take a breath, take a beat. And it's, again, going back to, we've done the training, we've put in the work. Let's rely on that. We know how to play volleyball, and we can get this pass for a side out.
So South Carolina will utilize their second timeout here in this second set. Well, I would like to remind you, Read and React, hosted by Cole Kublik and Roman Harper. Each week they're going to take a look back at the biggest plays, players, and games from the weekend. Tomorrow night at 7 Eastern Time, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. I'm sure they will be reacting to what happened here in Columbia, Missouri last night in the game against Arkansas. That was a fascinating game to watch. Well, Marina Crownover, we mentioned her impact has been felt in just about every aspect, but she can tee up every single position on the floor, Nicole.
She literally can, and she has the weapons to do it. Not only that, she's got some sweet passes coming in, so she's able to set any of these options offensively. But the thing that she does so well is she doesn't give it away. So she's getting her hitters one-on-one situations, which means they're only having to go up against one blocker, and that's a lot easier, 2 hands rather than 4 hands. But just really happy for her to see her out here and doing so well in the SEC. And look, their team is top of the right behind Kentucky and doing well. And a big reason is because of her leadership on the court and what she's doing.
8 double-doubles on the year for Crownover. Half of those have come in the last 5 matches, just to illustrate this 8-match win streak that they are on. Everybody has stepped up their game for Missouri. And that will end a brief 3-0 scoring run for Missouri, and a side out for South Carolina after that second timeout was called.
And that was a good swing. Again, that back row attack that we talked about coming in for the pipe from Johnson.
Riley Whitesides with 23 aces on the year to lead this team, and sends one into the net. South Carolina just about an ace and a half per set. Good for 9th in the SEC. Tipped over, and Rupert finds the floor. Ellie Ruprecht, fifth-year veteran in the middle, playing in her 127th career match tonight. Became just the third member of the 500 block club in program history for South Carolina, as Tom Mendoza looks on.
Yeah, Ruprecht really working on that connection with the setter this year, Coach Mendoza said, and has a nice connection the last few weeks, really clicking.
Probably not too thrilled with some of these errors that he's seeing behind the service line here. That is the 6 for the Gamecocks here. And some have proved costly in this second set. It is 12-5 as Iliff and her dangerous serve. This time it goes long.
And you know, South Carolina knows they need to bring some good service pressure, but it's the timing of the errors. Like when you get a huge kill or whatever, you want to get back there and keep the momentum on your side and give yourself a chance to flip it a bit.
Jordan, the setter, sends it away. Now Crownover. Demaray into the cross court. I thought Harris might have got her hands under it, but our down officials say that ball hit the floor.
She really gets on top and taking a step inside for that set, a little bit inside, but gets her feet there and able to go right past the block in the angle.
Real nice match for Janet Demaray. Had 11 kills on Wednesday. She's already got 5 on 12 swings here tonight for a .417 hit percentage. Middle of the floor and a nice attack for Avi Anati, another veteran player in the middle for South Carolina. Between the two, Avi Anati and Ruprecht, Nicole, they've got about 900 career blocks and a lot of matches that they have played.
Yeah, they have some experience in the middle position here, and I know that's been big for South Carolina. I'd love to see them get her the ball now that she's in the front row a little bit more, because she's doing well with 3 kills, no errors. But right here, again, we're going back to the slide. We've seen the angle from Finney, and now she crushes it down the line.
Finney spent 3 seasons at Clemson before transferring over to Columbia, Missouri. Maya Sands with the serve. Handled well by South Carolina. In system ball for Tyra Smith on that right side pin.
And Tyra Smith, that's what Coach Mendoza said. He's like, look, she's an impact player. She is in a position to be noticeable. Don't want her to blend in, maybe make a big difference, and that's what she's been doing. She gets the ball, and she's putting it away. Been playing at a high level throughout the whole season.
Jordan to Whitesides. Now Crownover tees up Vernon. Dug out by Johnson. Free ball over. Sands, Crownover, Vernon, and it's in.
And I know we keep saying Vernon's name a lot, but I want you guys to take a look when Crownover gets the set. See how hard the middles are working as well. Reagan Haith in the middle. She is going up full speed ahead every single time, and that's holding the South Carolina middles a touch longer, which creates that one-on-one opportunity on the outside pin.
It's a great call, Nicole. Just that diversion there to hold the middles just long enough so Vernon can get an open window. As Whitesides into the block of Haith. Reagan Haith and the Missouri block make it 6 on the night.
Good step, getting those hands up, swinging up and pressing over the block. That one not able to be covered, going straight down.
Well, Missouri hitting .438 here in this set. South Carolina 125. Neither team has really served it all that well tonight. For as good as Missouri has been, it just has it's been a little bit of an off night for everybody. Elizabeth McElveen, and she goes long past the end line. 7 service errors for South Carolina, 8 for Missouri. Vernon back to send it away. 17-9. Tigers in front here in the second after taking the first set. And that goes under the net. And 18-9.
Just a little bit off on that connection. You can see Rupert trying to soft touch it over the net or into the block, which we'd call a recycled play. You put it into the blockers, get another chance to cover. Just not enough on that one.
Nice cross-court kill for Riley Whitesides. That's her 6th of the night.
Whiteside's that player they know. Look at how she elevates. She's hitting over the block. What an angle.
Over 1,300 kills, almost 900 digs. She's going to be in the history books for a long time for South Carolina. Has meant the world to this program. And there is Demaray.
Janet Demaray, still 0 errors on the night so far. Really just clean volleyball. Coach said she's a workhorse, learner, just a fun player to have on the team.
Coach Dawn Sullivan liking what she's seeing so far in the second. There's a slide from Ruprecht. Where did it land? Looks like South Carolina will get the point as it was tooled off the block by Ruprecht.
And again, Ruprecht going on that slide, a little action there, going off the hands of Janet Demaray, kind of facing out of bounds. And again, you want to get those hands into the court, but a smart hit. Like that they're still getting those middles going here for South Carolina, trying to open it up for Whitesides on the pin as well.
And that is an ace. See if that will get things going behind the service line for South Carolina. Oh, okay, that was out. Okay, so thought Whitesides might have got a piece there. So serve back to Missouri. They are first to 20 here in the second. Iliff with a nice serve. Out of the middle. Abianati. Just 3 kills shy of 400 for her career.
Yeah, she's started the year off very well offensively. And again, I think when they get the ball to her, from what we've seen so far, she's scoring. She's also got 0 errors, hitting 800. Got to get that pass up so the set can get there.
Finney tips over. Harris. Demaray tries the line. And point to South Carolina.
Out of system, higher ball, tries to attack that line just a little bit wide, and good for South Carolina on the block not to reach for that one, but just to leave it open, and creates that hitting error for Demaray.
Towson transfer. Sarah Jordan sends a serve past the end line. And Nicole, those have just been, they've been killer. They've been killer for South Carolina to try and mount a comeback in this set.
Yeah, you got to keep the ball in, and like I said, it's the timing of it. They get a nice play or an error or a long rally, get some excitement, momentum. Give yourself a chance.
9th error behind the service line for the Gamecocks tonight. Johnson, a nice swing, dug up in the back row by Perez. And there's Vernon. Nice transition game for the Tigers there.
Well, that was a 1-2 punch right there. That was a beautiful dig, and Crownover, just quick release. Look at that, one-on-one again. And when you're running that fast tempo offense quick to the pin, Vernon, she has been nearly unstoppable. And another chance here for Mizzou in a free ball.
And Finney's going to make you pay for it too.
Yeah, right now, Missouri, when they're getting the chance in serve receive, they're at 78%, meaning almost 8 out of 10 balls they're getting served at. They're putting it away. Even if they don't do it on the first one, that second chance, they're making it.
Way out of system for Harris. Whitesides has to bump it over. Crownover. Vernon. Tip shot into the middle of the floor. Nobody home to cover. And it is set point Missouri.
This is an athletic play. Again, fast tempo. Michael Vernon, a little hang time there, and takes a look as she makes a smart shot into that open middle part of the floor.
And an ace from Perez Catala to end the second set. Missouri takes the first 25-23. They take the second 25-13. Michael Vernon came up huge in the second set. So too did the block for the Tigers. They'll go for the sweep when we return. Welcome back to the Hearn Center, folks. Alongside Nicole Branna, I'm Sam Ravitch and our wonderful crew. Here's what's at stake in this match. South Carolina looking to improve their tournament resume. Head coach Tom Mendoza said they probably needed 3 or 4 wins to confidently sit there on Selection Sunday to make the NCAA tournament field. And Missouri, 8 straight wins in a row. They are seeking their 9th. It is their longest win streak since 2016. An impressive run for Dawn Sullivan's squad in her second year. This team just outside the AVCA top 25. A win here tonight. Got to imagine that this team gets some more looks and will likely see a number next to their name. Now, that's just a prediction. We'll see what happens when the poll is released. But the Tigers have won 7 of the last 8 sets they have played. And it's nothing short of really domination, Nicole, in the SEC, which, as you know, is not an easy feat.
No, it's not at all. I mean, you've got Texas, which they beat. You've got Florida, Kentucky. It goes up and down the line. This is one of the toughest conferences in the country. And, I mean, I started thinking about it the last few days. Why isn't Missouri ranked? I can't give you an answer. I don't know why, but I certainly would guess come Monday, I hope to see them in the polls, that's for sure.
Vernon off the block to get Missouri started here in this third set. Tigers took the first set 25-23, won the second 25-13. They take a 1-0 lead here in the third. The Tigers looking for a sweep over their 8-match win streak. They have not recorded a sweep. The last sweep came on October 11th over Alabama. And a nice answer for South Carolina here as they will try to keep this match going. And quick to the challenge card goes Dawn Sullivan. So Missouri will utilize their first challenge. This is the first challenge of the match for either side.
Original call is ball in. They're challenging that ball is out.
All right, there we go. So ball ruled in. We will need clear and conclusive evidence to overturn this call.
After review, we are going to reverse the call. Ball was out. It will be point Missouri.
Wow, that was an awfully quick overturn there, Nicole.
It certainly was. In the SEC, they actually have someone else reviewing these calls, where other times we see the actual down official is going to review it. So they do a nice job in this conference with that, and that was a quick one to not take too long on the play, but definitely certain in the call and able to reverse it, which means Missouri will keep that challenge and not lose one.
And also take a 2-0 lead here in this set, and it will fall. And a kill for South Carolina, making her first appearance in this match. Number 25, Paris Campbell. Or Campbell Paris, excuse me. Vernon. I mean, good luck stopping that, Nicole. She is well over the net when she's making contact.
She is, and it's gonna have to slow her down if they can. I mean, that's the tricky part right now, is you've got middle up to, you've got to respect and be in front. And Vernon, and that's the quick tempo that Crownover has out there on that connection with Vernon. It's just tough to get 4 hands out there.
Already with a double-digit kill match. And there is Paris. So try to combat some of the open windows with Campbell Paris there on that right side, getting it done offensively there.
Well, and Coach said, look, the opposite position, it's been a tough battle. It's been a good battle with Smith, the other opposite that we saw earlier. And she's been playing well, so kind of just riding that for now. But they need a little bit of a spark and a change. So I kind of said to you in the timeout, maybe we'll see Campbell Paris hop in and be the answer they're looking for to get this set.
Saw Campbell Paris check into that Arkansas match as well when things weren't going so well for the Gamecocks. Provided a nice spark off the bench as well. And knotted at 3 here in the third. Crownover tees up Iliff, and Iliff tools the block. Jordan Iliff with 4 kills.
Nice swing here, lefty and tough. It's a different angle when you've got a lefty on that opposite. Different lineup for the block.
Back row attack from Whiteside. Sands read it well. Off the net, Dimmeray slowed down. Campbell Paris got a hand to it. A little miscommunication there. Free ball coming. Crownover tries the middle, and Haith was able to just get it over the net. On the attack, though, on that far side, Elena Johnson with the kill. Evens it up at 4.
In South Carolina, on that early in the rally, a little miscommunication gives a free ball to Mizzou. But that's the thing, they didn't make an error. They kept the ball inbounds, which gave themselves another chance and set that one up for a kill down the line.
Elena Johnson leading the way for the Gamecocks with 9 kills, one shy of a double-digit kill match for her. Iliff off the block and out on the near side. Jordan Iliff, a couple of kills here in the third, was relatively quiet in the first couple of sets.
There's Whitesides. I expect to see a lot of sets going to her. She carries a load for them offensively and can really get this momentum shifted.
Anati with a swing out of the middle. Kept up by the Tigers, and Dimmeray tooling that block on the outside.
Well, right now, Missouri, I mean, they're siding out almost 80%, 78.6%, meaning they're passing the ball well. They're getting themselves out of this and getting the serve back close to 8 out of 10 times. Oh my word, what a block by Finney. One-on-one, straight down. Look at this lineup and press over the net. Quick little step over to front. And that is straight down. Just wait for that celebration. As we know, she loves that.
She's got 3 blocks in the match, 8 total for Missouri. Colleen Finney in the zone right now. And again, 3 straight blocks for the Tigers. It is 9-4. Timeout called by the Gamecocks.
Unbelievable blocking here for the Tigers. Back to back to back. Can they keep this momentum up with their block and defense?
Well, the Missouri Tigers came into this match ranked last in the 15-team SEC for blocks, just 1.5%. Tonight, they've got 10 blocks against the South Carolina Gamecocks. And if they can figure this part of the game out, Nicole, this becomes a real threat in the NCAA tournament.
Well, it certainly does. And tonight they are on fire with 10 blocks already. They're leading in kills and up there in assists. So we know they've got the offensive game. This is the one part coming into tonight. I was wondering, how is their block game going to do? And from what we see, they're doing well. Closing the block, getting 2 players there in front of these hitters and making some very good moves. Disciplined block from what I've seen on display. And a real momentum shifter here. Although they were leading, this just gives them even more momentum in set 3.
See if South Carolina can come back in this third set. That swing goes long. And Missouri first to 10 out of the timeout. South Carolina facing another potential sweep here on the road. A 6-0 scoring run will be given right back off the service error. That is the 9th of the match. South Carolina has 9 in this match as well, as Kaylin Rush heads to the bench. system for Crownover, and it goes out. So a couple of points here for South Carolina. Nicole, if they want to try and mount a comeback here tonight, what are a couple of things they need to improve upon from the first couple of sets?
Well, they need to keep the ball on the court on the serve, like right now. Another opportunity. They're in Missouri's. They made that error. Keep the pressure on. Make them have to play. And the other thing is point scoring for South Carolina. Like right now, getting the dig, they need this transition point.
Sands, second contact. Demaray squeezes one through the block. And that's the other part, too, Nicole. South Carolina, no blocks on the night, as opposed to the 10 for Missouri.
Yeah, in Missouri with this aggressive swing, just going through the block, those hands not strong and pressed over. And that's creating that tool right there on that particular block. But we just saw South Carolina had an opportunity in transition, and they've got to get those points. Their point scoring right now in those opportunities is only at about 23%. It's quite low.
Here's Demaray again, was looking for hands. Cut it too narrow, and it goes out. So it's 11-7 now.
You can see a little feedback there from her teammate showing her where the hands were and how to make those adjustments.
Abiyanati with the serve. Vernon first contact, Crownover. Look at the hustle. Now it's Iliff off the block. Whitesides. Demaray off the block and out. And Demaray with another kill. It started with the defense from the center, Crownover.
It did, and this is the gritty play. Look at her hustling down, running that one down, lifts it up, straight down. I almost thought that was in. It was so quick I couldn't see it, but another tool for Demaray on the outside pin.
Janet Demaray, 1 kill shy of a 10-kill match. Vernon has already gotten into double figures. Just so many weapons for the Missouri Tigers. It's hard to really key in on one. That's a nice swing from Whitesides there on the far side.
Whitesides with 30 attempts, so by far the most on the team. Next is Johnson, the other outside hitter, with 18. But definitely Whitesides is the heavy favorite every match, getting the most attempts, swing after swing, and it's not easy to, you know, carry a big load like that, plus be passing and doing it all.
Whiteside's one of the 3 players on this South Carolina team with ties to the beach as well. Played beach volleyball at South Carolina.
You know I love that.
I sure do. That's hence the reference there, Nicole.
Thanks, Sam.
Vernon with the kill. Michael Vernon, 11 kills here in this match. She has finished in double-digit kills in all but 2 matches this season. Float serve from Sands. A couple of substitutions for South Carolina as well. Try to get some players with some more experience in as Haith gets another kill on the match. Reagan Haith with 3 kills on 5 swings.
Yeah, Reagan Haith comes in behind a little back 1 with a thumb down, beating the block.
Here's Kimmy Thompson, the new setter in for South Carolina. Harris Campbell touched over. That's 4 contacts on Missouri side.
South Carolina just looking to get some momentum shifted, moving some players in, seeing what they can do. And, you know, when you're looking for answers, get some new blood in there and give them the opportunity, see how they can handle it.
To the middle, that's sent right back. Vernon. And taken over. Whistle blows, though. And Crownover's not going to be pleased with that. She thought she was on her side of the net. Instead, the up official says she reached over, Nicole.
Got a little too excited for that one, but yeah, can't do that when you're the back row, reaching over the net, breaking the plane.
Good hustle from Victoria Harris. And Haith with the kill out of the middle of the floor. It is 15-10 here in the third. Thompson sets back row, Whitesides. Iliff chases it down. And wow, perfectly placed for Vernon. How did Iliff put it in that window without even seeing where Vernon was?
That's what you read in your notes that Coach Sullivan said. Vernon finds a way to get a kill when they need it most, and clearly on any set you give her.
Missouri was ruled in the net there on that point. Now Vernon gets the kill right back, though. So a little premature on it, but still, nevertheless, Michael Vernon with 12 kills on the night. Eight-match win streak on the line for Missouri tonight. They are ahead here in this third set after taking the first two. Touched off the block there and out for a kill. Johnson gets credit.
And a nice out-of-system set from libero Victoria Harris of South Carolina, lifting that up.
Sarah Jordan back in the match, the setter for South Carolina, and Dimmeray with yet another kill, now at 10.
South Carolina looks to be in the right position to make these digs. That one just pinging off the arm and going down. Not making that final last move to keep it in front and give them a chance there.
Jordan tees up a naughty, but the block that has been there all night long for Missouri. Dimmeray gets the credit for it. 11 blocks on the night for the Tigers. Johnson has it stuffed. And a swing out of the middle for Dimmeray is out. Still a 5-point lead for the Tigers here. There goes Dimmeray again. Off the block and down. 11 kills for Janet Dimmeray. She has 7 straight matches with 10 or more kills, including 15 in that win against Texas a week ago.
Well, this is the supporting cast that they have. I know we said Michael Vernon's name a lot in set number 2, almost every single play with a kill, but look at these other options that Crownover has in the distribution, and she's doing a nice job getting these athletes open with the block, even when they have 2, like that one, Dimmeray, really attacking it aggressively, getting the tools and attacking the edges of South Carolina's block.
All right, Thursday, SEC Inside grants you an all-access pass to the SEC Women's Soccer Tournament semifinals and the championship game. You will get never-before-seen footage and sound from players and coaches. A real behind-the-scenes look, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. What a weekend it has been for both South Carolina and Missouri across all sports. South Carolina, the women's basketball team, and Dawn Staley trying to repeat. They won 4 titles the last 7 years. They take down Westmoore and NC State, ranked 9th, 71-57. That game was tight for a good chunk of it. How about South Carolina football going on the road and taking down Vanderbilt, which has been a tough out this year? Don't ask Alabama. They'll tell you all about that. Soccer, by the way, losing in the SEC championship game to Texas in a goal that happened in the 89th minute for Texas. I was watching that match before we came on. That was an exciting one. And then Missouri, I don't know. You're going to have to ask somebody else, because I don't know how they lost to Oklahoma last night. I believe Oklahoma scored like 2 touchdowns in less than a minute. It was insanity there in Columbia. So crazy stuff for the Tigers to come away with that one. And here on the volleyball court, Missouri Tigers a couple of points away from a sweep over South Carolina. So we pick things up 19-13. And a float serve sent away. Right side attack kept up by Sands. And Desmarais finding that deep corner. Janet Desmarais and Michael Vernon, the heroes tonight for the Tigers, both with 12 kills.
They certainly are. Not only that, but their defense. And I know Colleen Finney with those big blocks. This is her high with 7 tonight. And if it gets by the block, you see Maya Sands in yellow. She's digging up about every single. Oh, there we go. Pancake for the up.
Harris to Whitesides. And it's off the block and out. So South Carolina back within 6.
Maya Sands, another addition from the portal here for Mizzou. Look at that gritty defensive effort, and you can see how much floor she covered on that one. But a good hit from South Carolina, tooling the block for a point. Can they get something going here to creep and tie this one up?
And a service ace. Abi Anadi, that is her first ace of the year. See if that'll spark something for the Gamecocks here on the road. A couple of new players in for South Carolina as well. Brooke Doherty on the right side, number 3 for South Carolina. Here she is taking her first swing, and it will sail long.
And that's a tough one. That set got off the net, but that's coming from behind her head. Really tough swing to do because your eyes are up looking at the ball. It just goes long.
Jordan to the middle. And it's touchdown. Ruprick. She's had a nice match there, quietly in the middle with 3 kills.
Yeah, get those opportunities. I'd like to see them get those middles going more, but again, you've got to get some digs and be able to get it up to the setter in a good position. I think that's been a little bit of a struggle throughout this match for South Carolina.
21-16 now. Michael Vernon. Block sent back. Finney there to cover. Vernon again. Harris to Whitesides. Dug up in the back. There's Harris again, first contact. Whitesides into the dig of Sands. Transition game is lethal for Missouri. There's Harris. She's had a great rally here in this one. Who's going to win the battle? Vernon off the top of the tape, and it falls on Missouri's side. Good effort and a point well earned for the Gamecocks.
Well, that was a defensive heavy effort throughout that rally, and Victoria Harris did an excellent job. They're the libero for South Carolina, giving them some opportunities.
Don't look now, but the Gamecocks are within 4, now 3. An ace back there for Kimmy Thompson.
Well, and that's the thing for Missouri right now. Although ahead, you cannot fall asleep. You've got to stay awake and get that side out, because South Carolina is gaining some momentum, as you said, Sam, silently, with an ace here, an ace there, getting a point in transition, and they're creeping in this game.
Back within 3. Hey, Read and React, hosted by our friends Cole Kublik and Roman Harper. Each week, they're going to take a look back at the biggest plays, players, and games from the weekend. Tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Take a look around the conference. It has been a glorious day of volleyball here this Sunday. Kentucky sweeping a young but improving LSU team at home. Brooklyn DeLay with 11 kills in the match. Tennessee, bit of a surprise, taking down the Aggies at home. The Aggies able to, or actually they're extending the losing streak to 3 matches. They had been playing really well up until the last couple of weeks. Number 22, Florida, sweeping Alabama at home. 494 hit percentage in that. Take a look at this Kentucky team, Nicole. Emma Grome, Brooklyn DeLay. I mean, this is a team that is cooking right now in
They
Lexington.
sure are. Very talented team, and I know Brooklyn DeLay, you said 11 kills, but 5 of those came in set number 1. Now they won in 3, so that's a lot of kills in just one set. She is such a fun player to watch, dynamic, and she's got one of the best setters in Emma Grome in the country. I know she was the player of the year in the SEC in 2022, and that team is hot.
Kentucky atop the standings. The last time that the NCAA tournament field was announced, the SEC got 8 teams in. So you're looking at that cutoff right there at 6-6 with Tennessee. Might there be more teams in this year with the expanded conferences? We'll see. But right now, the SEC is in a really good spot to get north of 8 teams in based on the RPI and whatnot. A side out of the timeout for Missouri. It's 22-18, 3 points away from a clean sweep for the Tigers as Sands sends it away. On the attack, Whiteside's not going away easy. That was a heck of a dig from Perez Catala. And the answer there for South Carolina. Whitesides tries the line. Iliff first contact all the way across to who else? Michael Vernon, leading all kills tonight with 14.
Well, Whitesides for South Carolina is attacking that middle back, but Missouri is doing a nice job making those huge digs. And again, they've got Vernon up in the front row, and she's got the hot hand. Expect to see her, the last couple sets, I guarantee it here, to finish this match off for Missouri.
Get some of the moisture off the floor here. 23-18. Middle of the floor, and the swing goes long for Ruprecht and South Carolina, and it is set point. It is match point as the Missouri Tigers try to make it 9 in a row. Campbell kept up by Sands. Vernon pushes it off the block, kept alive by South Carolina. Whitesides into the middle of the floor, and it's down. Crown over seals the deal for the Tigers. It's 9 in a row for the first time since 2016. A perfect 9-0 at home, Nicole. 9 straight wins for the Missouri Tigers, and they just continue to roll in the SEC.
Well, roll is what they did, and they brought it tonight. I was so impressed. Again, as we talked about the balance attack. All right, there we go with the broom. Loving that, getting the fans involved. Not only getting the popcorn up, but sweeping this one. And they're blocking. This was by far, I would assume, the best match all year for Missouri with their block. And just doing a nice job. If it wasn't going straight down, they were getting positive block touches and creating those opportunities in transition. This is a dangerous team. I'm telling you, I need to see them in the rankings on Monday. These were some big wins over the weekend, and they've already had some.
Certainly well deserving. They were just on the outside looking in. I got to imagine they will